Definitely going to be a long set for Jdizzle here. But I'm not saying it's impossible. That's one thing about Smash. Like, you got to give everybody, you know, especially, you know, you come this far, man. You're not just trying to go out without a fight. So, looking to see Jdizzle at the very least put up a heck of a battle here and see if Acola, maybe he doesn't have the most Young Link experience, right?
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it could go both ways. Two sides of this coin.
This is going to be the big issue, just the big wall there, because Young Link, he can throw projectiles at the wall all he wants, but it's not really going to tear it down, and you don't want to like come through with an aerial, right?
Yeah.
Because it's going to be super laggy and very easy to hit. So
I will say,
Jdizzle starting off strong.
I will say one thing we want to look out for is usually when Steves create the wall, it's like, okay, how are you going to come down onto Steve vertically, right? Most characters come down with an aerial, which Steve can anti-air with, you know, a lot of different things. But Young Link can throw the bomb downwards, and it's pretty safe, especially if you just throw the bomb down. Point. So we'll see if Jdizzle kind of approaches it like that. Yes, he's bomb in hand, Z-drop. Yeah. So, and then, you know, I'll just build another wall. But having that vertical option is very safe against Steve.
That's fair.
And one thing I also want to mention, we're always talking about how MKLeo best in the world, right? But on paper, I would not be surprised on paper right now, Acola is the best in the world in terms of just tournament results.
Numbers.
Acola has been destroying everyone, and I think just barely placing. I think his worst placements ever have been maybe 4th or 5th ever in his life at an offline tournament. Just think about that. That statement alone is crazy. This kid is so good.
Yeah, he's definitely built a little bit different. Nothing wrong with that. And Jdizzle going to be on the wrong side. A finishing blow right there from Acola. I mean, gets the stock right there, but he's not like in a dominant lead, right? Like, this is still very, very doable for Jdizzle as far as like keeping things even, right? He hasn't been completely outclassed.
Well, we were talking about Young Link weaknesses before, and the recovery is the big one. But another one is getting that KO. I mean, like,
when you have to play from behind,
yeah, trying to get the kill can be really difficult because the smash attacks are strong, but you got to be like, they're very like position dependent. You know, bombs can go into forward air, but it's not really always going to happen. Down tilt could go into up B, but you got to be on the right side of the stage. It's like, it's a tough thing to try to get that stock off on Young Link, and now he's off stage. He's going to get around, but still can't find the way to get it.
You need to reset off the down tilt, but you don't get it. Oh, that was such a big deal. And obviously these characters are not exactly like each other, but just getting the KO can feel like Sheik, right?
100%.
Where it's just like, oh, man,
you're done, yeah.
I got you at 140,
Damn.
I got you at 150, now you're kind of outside of that KO range, and I just got to get the raw hit. I just have to get this stray hit in neutral, and getting that stray hit without connecting it into a KO move with Young Link is very difficult.
The forward air is so stubby. It's probably his most reliable, but you got to drift in.
Yep.
Drifting in on Steve is scary. He can out-trio you with the aerial, you know. Maybe resource management is the game. I mean, you can see that Acola kind of low in terms of resources. Maybe if Jdizzle gets this stock off quickly, he's got to aggress here, though, and that's the issue.
Yeah, you're letting him just do all this mining and, you know, kind of recouping some of those resources. You got to just commit to just going in.
Yeah, it can be hard. You know what? We do see Jdizzle. I see spot dodges on the minecart. I do see the down tilts on the block. Taking out that bottom block is very important. The most important block to take out because you can run under all the other ones. So we know Jdizzle knows the matchup, but oh wait, are you just gonna get trapped?
Oh goodness! God, bro! Yo.
How many times do you have to hit him?
Those were 4 different kill moves at once. He actually killed him 4 times.
I want to say it's not that serious, but it actually is that serious.
It actually is, because he got, what was it? It was like minecart down air, forward smash, like, good God.
And it bounced off into like, good luck recovering the body after that.
Oh, man.
It's like Exodia. Jeez, good Lord.
I feel like Jdizzle got untechable like ×3. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he bounced off the FD wall just 2 to 3 times. Probably did not happen, but it felt like it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he like clipped through the stage and ended up on the other side.
Yeah,
like he got hit so hard,
the Switch just couldn't process it.
Yeah,
just falls through the multiverse. Like, oh my God, that was tough. That was tough.
But you're right. You could see the proficiency for Jdizzle is there. It's just how do you get all these pieces put together? And that's not even counting how Acola will respond. Like if Jdizzle does start getting ahead, what will Acola do to stop that bleeding? And it's a tough thing, man.
And that's the thing. If you don't have the experience against a matchup of top caliber, you might know everything you have to do. I know I have to take out the bottom blocks. I know I have to come down vertically, right? And you can know all these things, but if you haven't been through the motions, you're increasing your mental stack, right? There's more and more you're thinking about in the match, and you just want to be subconscious as possible, but you only gain access to be able to make those subconscious decisions if you practice over and over. You go through the reps, you go through the motions.
All right, well, here we go. I mean, listen, you're going through your paces against Acola, I'll tell you that much. This kid brings it to you every single time. In game number 2, we have it. Jdizzle's counter pick. I was kind of hoping to, you know, really just keep it a lot closer, right? That's essentially what it is. I mean, kind of look at how it developed in that first game. You're thinking, okay, he's got a shot here because of given how much percentage that Acola had before he actually dropped that stock. But, you know, one thing about these players at this level, man, sometimes they can really just snowball you. I say it all the time because it's so true.
Yeah, and especially Steve, right? You can snowball in so many different ways with Steve. Like,
options.
you can just classic smash snowball, right? And then there's the resources on top of that, all the metal or all the iron that's starting to gain up, the gold. Once you have access to gold, you have the faster minecart, right? Then all of a sudden it's a different game. And then, of course, the diamond weapon. Such a powerful tool for Steve, for KOs and for damage. It just hits every check.
Holding onto this stock is going to be the biggest thing for Jdizzle. He's right now at 110. He's been able to defend Acola's offense pretty regularly. Acola has been trying to aggress over and over, and Jdizzle kind of playing tower defense, and it's working. He's keeping him back. The problem is when he doesn't get the confirmation, he needs to disengage immediately. There, he hung around a little bit too long, and it meant that he ate the aerial into the anvil, and there's that recovery. He is going to have the bomb explosion almost with the fire. Still okay, but yeah, he's going to have to explode here.
Oh, he's going to explode all right, but probably not in the fashion that he was hoping for. But again, not too far behind. This is where you got to make these plays. You got to get the stock off.
Okay, the
down
down
settle in. Nice.
Okay,
yes. Good catch. Good catch.
The DIN was very bad there for Acola, going right into that up air. Well done. Might have been able to catch him anyway, but it does make it more of a guess, and Jdizzle has to like overshoot.
Okay, keeping things even. This is a very big deal because now the diamond's offline. So now Acola can have to mine back up for the diamond. There it is. At 0% out of Imagine. Oh, Acola already has a diamond online. Yeah, he had multiple diamonds, and now he's got the one for the third stock. You're good for the rest of the game.
Yeah, he's kind of set up for success right now. Jdizzle probably aware of that.
Oh, man.
He just gets spattered around at the moment.
And look at how much consistent damage Acola is getting just off of a hit, because once you get Youngling off stage, it's just free damage, and then right there, the anvil on top of that, too.
You don't really have anything to threaten against anvil. Like, some characters can kind of threaten anvil, and then they get out of the way and punish hard. Youngling, like, you're not going to threaten with up air, because it's going to go through it. You don't really have anything, I don't think. Even, oh my god!
Oh,
jeez!
How long did that hang around for?
Yeah.
He actually up-aired the anvil the whole way down, and it just still hit him.
Okay. Good damage here. Only 40%. And even the minecart, the bomb being blocked by the minecart, there's so many situations where Youngling could prevail against most characters, but there's things like the anvil, like the minecart, blocking some of these bombs, blocking some of these arrows.
Oh, okay, hold on now. That's definitely a spicy situation, but oh look, really looking like this could be developing. Okay, nice. Okay, actually fading the up smash, yeah. Much needed down there, and maybe a glimmer of hope returning for Jdizzle.
Yeah, I think he's got to go in here. I feel like giving him too many resources is bad, and but it's such an easy thing to say, right? It's way harder in execution. Jdizzle just kind of giving him all those blocks, has to stay alive as long as possible, just stay around Steve's kill moves. You can see how evasive he's being. He's jumping over. He needs to disengage as much as possible whenever he can't find an opening.
Yeah, and the thing about this is
there's
so much resources already, so it's like, okay, well, maybe now not the time to pressure. It's all right at this point, right? Because the more diamonds you get from this point, it doesn't really matter.
Sure.
Right, yeah.
You can have 2, 3, 4, because already just has it online. But these other resources for the blocks do matter.
He's been, he's doing well though. I mean, he's got him up to 81. Blows himself up. He's gonna take 12 for that. That's not good. 12 is a lot. I mean,
be mining.
I don't know what he's digging. He's digging for platinum or something.
Animanium.
Yeah, some kind of special resource. Vibranium. You know. Oh man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we've seen this scenario so many different times.
Matter. Oh wow. Okay.
That'll do it.
So many different layers.
Yeah. He's got a lot of different avenues to go down, even if you don't hit like the level 1 back air Young Link while he's recovering. You set up the anvil. He has to move around that. He has the bomb out, the TNT. Like, it's just too much mental stack.
And then back there.
And then back there at the end. Yeah. Ta-da.
It all goes back.
All roads lead to the same output. It's just how you want to obfuscate, you know, smoke screen it. But well done to Acola. He's now up 2-0. Kind of a long set, but that's just kind of how this is going to go between these two characters.
Yeah, there's so many different tipping points with Steve where it's like, okay, here it makes sense to pressure, here it doesn't make sense to pressure. Like, oh, you've got enough resources, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have enough resources, yes, it makes sense, because you also want to abuse the fact that this character is not mobile without iron. So when you do approach into Steve, it's like, oh, well, sick, now I can mash my buttons and get huge, crazy return off up tilt and stuff like that. So it's such a hard thing to balance. Oh, man.
Okay, wow, he did not get punished for the weird up special. I think he tried to throw a boomerang, but even still did get punished at the end.
And you know what's crazy? I will say Jdizzle is doing a great job of adapting on the fly. In this middle of the set, playing against a Steve of the caliber as Acola, and you're adapting this quick. Game 1 and Game 2 were very, very different.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I mean, if you kind of look at how the course has changed between Game 1 and Game 2 and now here in Game 3, you kind of argue Jdizzle is maybe on pace to, at the very least, get a game, and he finally is able to take the first stock off, something that eluded him those first 2 games, so that's a big deal.
That's immaculate horizontal pressure. A lot of characters can't pressure you right to left like that, but he actually followed him all the way around and ended it with a smash attack. Unfortunately, did get hit there at the end, but still very strong, and you're right. You can see Jdizzle kind of learning as he goes and looking stronger.
Definitely enjoying what I'm seeing out of him. It seems like almost a little bit more confident too. Like that Game 1 seemed a little reserved, a little nervous, but he is really starting to settle into it. Acola's starting to develop a pretty sizable lead here, though.
This is where it gets tough.
So this is 100% where Jdizzle needs to keep his foot on the gas too. Don't let him overwhelm you and bully you off.
We're not going to convert off of that, just trading back and forth, but it's Acola that has a little bit of a percentage lead, about 40% here, and up comes the wall, even in mine, and actually craft the gold weapon here. Usually we see Steve skip right to the diamond, but I mean, and this could be just Jdizzle pressuring Acola to use those resources, right? And getting the gold offline is big because now the minecart is not sped up.
All right, behind that wall we go. Yeah, I was going to say, you know what he's looking for.
Yeah.
Out of one resource, exhausted it. Let me go ahead and mine for some more.
Whoa.
Oh, nice little stop and you go action right there from Acola. One stock away from getting this 3-0.
And also has the diamond on deck as well. The warrior, is it going to be enough? Steve is very light, but not quite yet. Does get hit up by the bomb. More damage to come, but going to get the full shield and the spot dodge on the last hit.
Yeah.
That was godlike, actually.
But the SDI was even more godlike from Jdizzle. That was really great. On fair specifically, you could get a ton of distance between you and Stripe.
The fact he was able to get out of that was so good. Unfortunately, though, still 71% behind. But remember, he was, I think, 110% behind in the last game. So the deficit isn't quite as high. But even still, you can see Acola threatening that back air, saying, do not come in. You know what's going to happen. An anvil. Yeah, another anvil. Just seemed to be the bane of Jdizzle. Anytime he was under Acola, Acola would just pop that. It felt like he was never struggling to get iron. It felt like he was not really struggling to get kills a lot of the time. Just a very difficult spot to be in.
Yeah,